Hey everybody, it's Heather. I am traveling and just getting over COVID. Wow. I don't know why I thought that was all over with for the most part, but I lost my voice and I have it back now. So I was thinking about everyone and I wanted to upload some new content. Today's idea was in 53 years, I could probably give some good advice to anyone in less than 10 minutes to help you not make all of the mistakes some of us older folks have made. We're part of a generation that grew up in a non-tech world. I remember when I was young that we had to be home before, or my mom and dad used to say, if the lights come on, which that meant the street lights, if the street lights come on and you're not home, you better get home. And we had payphones in regular spots where you could use one if you needed to, and you had to remember people's phone numbers. I don't even know if we had 911 back then. So, and then we had a computer, and nobody had computers, but these were like the old, big, huge DOS printers, and computers, and we played. Let's see. Oh, Atari had just come out, so we got to play Frogger back then, and that was like big time fancy. But my thought today was, what have I learned throughout a generation? I'm part of a generation that had no tech. We had bicycles, sticks, friends, and we grew up for me in high school, some of us had cars, some of us didn't. So you always had to you pretty much had to make friends if you wanted to get where you needed to go. And then in college, we rode our bikes to class or walked, and we still didn't have, there was no tech. That was, I graduated college in 96. So in 1990, when I went to college, no tech. So I was thinking about, okay, 20-year-olds today versus my 20-year-old life. People like to say dumb things like, oh, you have it so easy. Well, that's not actually true. I'm not ever going to say that towards the younger version of people. I mean, the younger versions of us, we're all the same in my book. We literally just had to figure out different ways to get to where we needed to be. And I think that that's going to be the struggle for every generation. You just have to figure it out. Sometimes it's nice to get some advice for someone that is maybe older, maybe been through it, maybe has a little bit of life experience that you might have. So today I was thinking, what could somebody have told me, that I would have actually understood, that could have helped me through things. And one thing I was thinking about is, sometimes it's nice, and this I learned from being sick just recently, so don't think that I'm not a wise one all the time, or I just had a moment of clarity where I thought about being sick, having COVID. You can't leave the house, and I lost my voice. Oh my God, the energy was crazy. I had no energy. I felt like I got run over by a Mack truck, and using my cell phone was a complete chore. So, I mean, it was unreal. We use it as a tool, but also I was thinking about how it was a chore. So, and it reminded me of being a kid. My advice to someone that's younger than me would be, maybe give yourself, how sometimes when people are on strict diets, either they're trying to gain muscle or lose weight, and then there's this whole theory of a cheat day, and this all goes together, I promise. So there's a theory of a cheat day, and wow, lightning hit that tree. So my thought is, maybe on your cheat day, like if you were somebody that did that, you could have the opposite, like a no tech, or take an hour out in the morning, an hour out in the afternoon to give yourself a break. I used to just put my phone down and go for a walk. Take my dog for a walk. I always think that's a good idea, unless you live somewhere where you need a phone for safety, obviously, if you want to be safe. But turn the notifications off or something like that. Put yourself in airplane mode. Put your phone in your pocket and just go. See if you can do it. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, something like that. So that's my first idea. Oh, and the cheat day thing. I can't remember if that's the 4-hour. There's a book called The 4-Hour Body by Tim Ferriss. He also does a 4-hour work week, which I loved. Those are some cool books. So if there was more advice that I could give somebody, it would be this. It would be, they say be present, be in the moment. The part of that always really bothered me was be present, be in the moment. And then they would say, and the present moment is fleeting. So meaning like, okay, so you can make right now a huge deal. Like, say you're, just now I was at the grocery. Say you're in line and there's like 400 people in line and everyone's going so slow. So you like lose your mind, get all mad, oh, I'm being present. I'm present in the moment, Heather. And the moment sucks because I've been here 30 minutes just trying to buy my groceries. And my point here is that try to be in the moment and then acknowledge to yourself, like, I am in this moment. So I'm as present can be. I made friends with the lady in front of me. We started chit-chatting. The next thing you know, the moment was going faster. And so I think the way to think about that is try to make the most of your moments. And then also know that the moments that aren't so great, they can go by fast. And then, sometimes the one thing that you're paying attention to that isn't that great is actually gone and forgotten about in no time. The thing that you think is such a big deal, like let's say you have to do a presentation for work and you really don't want to, but your boss is making you, or something like that. This happened to me thousands of times when I worked for AT&T for almost 25 years as an executive, as a manager. I was in a management position most of my tenure, and a lot of it I had the same exact person as my manager, the one that fired me. But it's totally normal for, at least in the corporate world, and that's what I know. It's very normal for managers to get people that are under them to do certain things for them. So let's say that you have to like put on a presentation and you're just dreading it. It's making your stomach hurt and you're just thinking, oh, I just can't do this. Just remember that as much as that moment is it's going to feel huge right before it happens. Then you're going to start talking and it's going to go in 5 seconds. That's what it's going to feel like. It's going to feel like you took 4 deep breaths, said some words, and then it's over. And you have to think, what did I say? What happened? And then somebody will tell you, you did a great job. Or they could even say, you didn't do that great of a job. But you know what? It's over. So that's what I was thinking about today was, those fleeting thoughts and the present moment can go by so fast. And also, we're trying to be present in the moment so that you can experience things. Because this is my 82nd or 83rd video, and almost everyone I have talked about, the one thing I think is so, so important is, and I can add this to my life advice, is that we have to find joy. We have to find our joy. I raised 2 girls. They're in college. They're in their 20s. They know, they've heard every day of their life, you're perfect just the way you are, because they are and because you are too. So that's my other piece of advice, is that you know what? You guys, I know for a fact, I have a degree in psychology. I worked in the psychology field before I started working for AT&T. I worked with people of all different types of people with mental illnesses, people without. And I know for a fact that most people feel it in their gut when they're doing something that's not right for them. So when I say, like, we've got to find our joy, what I mean is, even if it's just one thing a day that makes you happy, 10 minutes a day that makes you happy, we've got to do that. And then once you can find whatever that is that makes you happy, to find joy, you can add to each day. You can add a little more of that. And being sick and not uploading content was so odd to me, because I just started. I had almost like a public speaking fear when I started this on January 6th. And I started it because I felt like, okay, there's millions and millions of videos, but I really felt like I wasn't finding, and as good as, in my 25 years of my last job, one thing that I was known for was, and I ended up putting it on my resume, one of my coworkers, which was one of the smartest guys in any room you ever went in, he told me, Heather, you're ruthlessly efficient. And at first I was like, is he mad? What are we, and I thought about it, and I decided I really liked it. And it's because no matter what, if somebody had a question about something, and with AT&T there was tech changing, every 10 minutes it felt like, and then we would have meetings all day, back to back to back to back, and people are asking questions, and trying your best to always have someone that's like a subject matter expert, in the house for whatever we're talking about, but it didn't always happen. So I just found myself constantly researching, and I would never just research what it was. I would research the opposite of it, get upside down inside of it, trying to make sure that I understood how things work, what makes things tick, and why, who, what, where, when, why. Don't forget about that. And then that would help me feel a little more informed. So my point is that I am not the end all be all, but what I do know is that no matter what you're great at, because everyone has a God-given talent, and if you don't believe in God or you're not religious, I think that's fine. Obviously, I want everyone to find their joy. And I believe in all religions. I just believe in people. And what you choose to believe in is fine with me. I'm never going to change who I am, in the core of who I am and what makes me Heather. And I wouldn't want someone else to do the same. So my point is, I'm here to give a little positive vibes. I started my channel on January 6th because I felt like there just wasn't enough people like me that I understood, that were small content creators, that could say, like, how can I make the best content? How can I have a channel that has content on it that I get paid on, that will make me happy? How can I do that? So I decided, since I was already researching it every day, I would just come and bring the information that I've been researching. And with that, every time I have uploaded content, every time I have the same intentions, and I find myself speaking life advice too, because I think it goes hand in hand. Like, you can learn all the tips and the tricks, and don't forget this and don't forget that. And I'm going to do a summary, by the way. So I've been going through all of my videos, and I want to do some recaps. But for today, I was thinking, if we just had some more encouragement from like-minded people that makes you know that even if it's not the very best you've ever done, but it's the best you have for that moment, that you would continue to record content for yourself, to make yourself happy, and That's what we're looking for. I think that we, as a collective human species, we need to know that the number one most important thing when you wake up every day is how you feel. It is how you feel, period, end of story. And if you don't feel good, you've got to pivot until you do. You just have to. Imagine living an entire life of just feeling horrible, feeling like crap, never getting any relief. A lot of us can equate that to, being sick, right? And some people have had lifelong ailments. I mean, I'm out of town right now. I'm caring for a loved one that needed my help, and I know that everyone is different, but I also know at the core, we're all the same. And we all seek the same thing, whether we know it or not, and it's to find joy. I hope that anyone and everyone that is still here with me right now knows that I believe in you. And if you haven't heard that lately, if it's been a while, I just want you to know that you are loved, you are kind, and you are supported, and that you can do this. You can do whatever it is that you think will help you to be happy. No harm to others, no harm to yourself. Just little by little, chip away at it, and you will do it. I know that you will. You'll do great. I believe in us as a species. I really do. I think everyone just needs to know that they're loved. So, here you go. I love you. I hope everyone has a fantastic Sunday, and there will be more to come from me now that I have my voice back and I can begin uploading content again. Thank you to all my subscribers. I love you. Bye.